Now let's spark this place.
This is episode number 8, and I wanted to give Scott an opportunity to tell you why he has the credibility he has to be able to talk basketball. But on top of that, the topic we had today, if you watched last week's show, today's show is about the Mount Rushmore of college basketball coaches. That's right, pimp that shirt, boys. Let them know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So we can throw that in the mix too. But the Mount Rushmore of college basketball coaches. Who's your idea of a Mount Rushmore worthy college basketball coach? And it doesn't necessarily have to be the consensus, as long as you can back it up genuinely with what you're saying. Don't just mention your best friend and then tell you how great a guy he is and think that's good enough. We have great coaches out there. You know, John Wooden's probably going to be on everyone's list. But if you don't believe he needs to be on your list, you don't have to put him there, as long as there's someone that probably wouldn't be in his stead, but someone else that you could at least explain why you've come to that conclusion. So with that said, we're going to hit this thing off, and I'll let you pick, Scott, your first name on the Mount Rushmore of college basketball, and then I'll follow up with mine.
Well, you know, like I said before, when it comes to North Carolina, I'm definitely more of a Chapel Hill guy than the Duke guy. But I got to say, you know, looking at the numbers, Krzyzewski, I've got to put him at the top. I mean, he's got over 1,000 wins. I think he's, you know, over 1,100 wins now. He's got 5 national championships. He, like I said before, he was actually the captain of the team. He played at West Point. And then he became an assistant coach from Bobby Knight hired him as the assistant coach, and then he became a head coach. Then he went to Duke, and I mean, he's just been spectacular there. He's been, I think it's 42 years now he's been at Duke, and so he's won a number of national championships. He's won 3 gold medals, I think 2 as a head coach. Now he's had a number of great players, but you know, when you talk about good college coaches, more so than the pros, I mean, recruiting is such a huge part of that. And he has been an amazing recruiter. So, I mean, and he's had great players that played for him. Unfortunately, I think in recent years, it seemed like Kentucky kind of started out under Calipari doing the one and done thing. That's kind of become the pattern now, more at Duke. But, I mean, Krzyzewski's just playing the game the way it is. So, I think it's really interesting, and I call him, when I look at these, you know, Mount Rushmores, I call him the contradiction, because today it's like he's seen as this nice guy and this pleasant guy and this great person, and you know what the interesting thing was, I looked at a video of him in 2010. It was right after John Wooden passed away, and I think it was Nightline was profiling him. And they use words like he stews and steams and swears on the sidelines. He's plaster-haired, vein-popping, supremely confident, some say arrogant. And, you know, I felt about him that way for a long time, and I kind of forgot about that, because I think since 2010, we've seen him cry, and we've seen his more sensitive side. Now he's retiring, and, you know, he really, I think he is a great person, you know, to his players. He's a really great person, but he's, you know, we forget he used to be a pretty polarizing guy, as has the whole Duke team traditionally.
So that's your guy. Coach K is the first guy. Now, it doesn't have to be in any particular order. You could have your best guy last, your best guy in the middle, your worst guy first. If you're going to pick a worst guy out of a Mount Rushmore, you're just splitting hairs right there. Well, I'm going to go in another direction with the first person I'm about to present as my first name on my Mount Rushmore. And he's the arch rival of the guy you had just spoken about, and that is Dean Smith. What is a Mount Rushmore without Dean Smith? I mean, he became coach in 1961, and it's not even what makes him a great coach. We know about the X's and O's, we know about the championships, we know about the players, but a lot of the things he did off of the court. At a time in 1961 in the South, we already know how things could have gone awry, and sometimes they did. And what he had done and what he stood for, it really, really helped in terms of the way he was able to communicate with his players. He was able to integrate and give a scholarship to his players, unlike Adolph Rupp, who pretty much chose not to segregate until he was forced to segregate.